Hi there, and welcome to another exciting issue of the Kevin Preston Toy Box. We're here to profile a different Big Bruiser tow truck model than we did before. This is the remote control Big Bruiser. This is the model that has the remote control, backwards and forwards, wired controller, and very similar to the old Big Bruiser. Here's a comparison of the front ends. The bed is identical. What is different is the cab they totally changed. You can see the little top chrome plated light structure as opposed to the older version, which has it embedded in the plastic. The decals are different. The grills are different. The steering wheel size is different. And when you get to the wheels, you'll notice that the older model has rounded wheel arches, and the newer model has these squared off arches. The rearview mirror on the original Big Bruiser is more of a flat finish gray plastic mirror. On the remote control unit, it's more of a chrome finish. Now here's where some of the differences really become apparent. This is the control box. It's actually the top of the battery box on the original Big Bruiser, where we have this little control handle that changes the polarity and makes the truck go backwards or forwards, for example. Since this is replaced with a remote control unit on the remote control version, the battery box is different, although the markings are still there because obviously they use the same mold. When I received this toy, it seemed like it ran a little sluggish and it was quite dirty, so I decided to take it apart, lubricate the gears and motor, and go through it and clean it up. Now the bed on the remote control version of this toy is basically the same as it was on the original, and it's held in place with the same metal tabs that need to be twisted off so that we can lift the bed off the truck and get at the motor and gears. To get at these, we have already obviously removed the tow boom. These metal tabs are part of the metal chassis that's underneath this, that all this is supported under. Oh, forgot about a couple inside here that I got to do. Straighten that guy out. Straighten this guy out. Let's just see if we can continue lifting this this bed off here. Well, one all the way underneath here. If you don't look, you don't find, huh? Okay, there we go. This thing is starting to come off. This is no setup. I'm actually doing this live, real time. And here we go. And the doors to the toolbox came off. We'll put those off to the side. And this exposes the motor. And interesting, the older model crimped these and used tape, and through maybe updated toy standards, they changed this, or perhaps just engineering, they changed this to these little plastic terminals where things were crimped together. A little more up to date. Here's the motor and all the pieces. The transmission shifter here just popped out. We'll pop it back in. Actually, it'd be better if we put it where it belongs. Just here. Okay. Oh, guess what? Look. The light just came on. Look at that.
I don't know what's making the light come on. Well, I guess this little push button is coming in right here. Huh. Things are starting to make contact just by taking them apart. I push that down, the light comes on, and it's starting to flash. But it seems low power too. Well, that's good news. That means the wiring's working. That means things are making contact. What it probably means is that things are loose. Yep, see? As I jiggle the wires around here, as I jiggle these wires around, this changes intensity. So something's loose. We're going to tighten everything up here, see what else we can find, and we're going to glue, or I should say we're going to lubricate up all these components inside. As you can see, the light is really glowing. We're waiting to see if it starts flashing. But in the meantime, we're going to turn our attention to the gearbox. Alright, so it's been a little time since we've worked on the remote control Big Bruiser version. I've had to do a couple of things. I've gone ahead and glued the crack closed in the bed here. I've really worked on cleaning this bed. These step areas here had somebody colored them with like red magic marker. I think we got rid of most of that. But what we're going to do now is fix up some of these labels, these decals that have fallen into disrepair. And we're also going to remove and replace the light bulb right here, and clean a few other things up and get this thing put back together. The other thing that we're going to do is we have the same problem on this one that we have on the previous Big Bruiser, is that these hold down tabs are snapped off. We're going to drill through this and fasten it with a screw just like we did on the other one, because that, my friends, is a brilliant way to repair it. The other thing we're going to do is this unit had these very ugly tethers for the wrecker made out of a gold bent hanger. We went and got proper metal rod that we're going to bend into the right position and replace the pieces that this came with properly. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to take some Super 77 Scotch adhesive, and we're going to spray some right down here in here, put this label back down, and also reaffix the other piece of it that's broken off right here. Take a Q-tip in it, put that right on where I want it to be. We're going to do the same for this decal. I'm actually going to just spray a little spray right on that. And we're going to tuck this right back down where it came from. And that's looking good. Okay. Get everything in alignment here. Okay. And then, as we did before, now that everything's snapped down, is tweak these little tabs, hold down tabs, back into place. Next thing we got to do is address this. These broken tabs right here that fit right in here. Okay. Once you put a load or a car on this, it'll pull forward. So the ingenious method that we came up with to fix that, like we did on the other one, is there's already a pre-drilled hole in the metal frame right here. Okay. What we're going to do is right parallel to that, drill a hole in this piece of plastic right here and then fasten it with a lock bolt. So what we're going to do is take a little awl or a punch, mark it, okay, you can see we have a little mark now there, and we'll drill that out and then put in a retaining screw with a lock nut. We're going to fix a lock nut right here. Next thing we did was replace the burnout light bulb with a 3-volt replacement light bulb. Okay, as we mentioned yesterday, the clown that had this before fabricated these crappy, dopey, made out of hanger wires. This I pulled off of my my other big Bruiser that I profiled before, and you can see it's a whole different shape, whole different length. So I'm going to go over to my supply of stock here, and what looks close to me here is I've got a stock of 3/32 wire. I think it's going to be close enough. So what we're going to do, let's move this guy out of the way here. We're going to use the original one here as a template. So with a pair of pliers, what we're going to do is kind of judge where it match the bends in this, and I use the pliers in the non-furled end. This stuff is thick enough, it takes some real motivation to bend it. So here is the new piece compared to the old piece. Everything is bent in the right place. Now we're just going to cut off the tips with my Dremel. We should be in good shape. Now to test out and see how well these work, I'm going to take my new rod here, put it in there, and here's the old rod. There they are. Can't even tell. Well, now all we have to do is build one more new one and we are set. Now it's time to put the finishing touches on the truck. So first of all, we've got our 2 new wire supports here, so everything is nice and strongly supported. We want to fish our tow wire out of here. Just put it up through its pulley right here, up and over, down through this pulley. I'm assuming this red tow rope is stock, although I have no idea if that's true or not. And then I'm going to fix the tow hook on the end of it simply by tying it on. Now that's tight. And we have our hook. Let's try raising and lowering it. being lowered. It's being raised. Okay. Then we can lock it in place with that lever right there. The other thing we have to do is put our toolbox flaps back on, which go right here, which we've cleaned off, and they snap in right here. There's your opening toolbox. Light activates. There you go. By putting our control switch in the middle, we can activate the siren. It makes a little different noise whether you're going forward or backwards on the control switch. And of course, backwards is the winch. And forwards is the movement of the truck. Now, this motor may have a lot of wear on it because it doesn't seem like I get very much power or speed out of this motor. But it does kind of get along. So, workshop time on this is complete. It's clean. It's really ready to go back into the display area. Now we're back in the playroom, and we're enjoying both the original Big Bruiser and the Big Bruiser remote control side by side. And here we go. The Big Bruiser Remote Control by Marx.